We're actually going to start it off with a little interview with djWHEAT.
Yeah,
God.
Since we got him on, might as well, right?
Oh, God. You're going to ask me questions and shit. All right.
Yeah, and some people actually contributed via Facebook and Skype, so we got questions from the fans as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in. I hope none of them are like, where did your name come from? Because to be honest with you, I'm fucking tired of answering that question.
I hope that we don't have that, actually.
No, of course. Come on.
Should
I mean, if it was
story.
actually interesting, then maybe I would love to tell that story, but it's not. So anyway.
Yeah, I'm from Nebraska, so there's a lot of wheat there.
Yeah, like
And I
wheat
talk,
beer. There we go. Yeah.
So I put DJ in front of it.
Done.
I've decided now that like whenever people ask me that question, I just give them like the most elaborate, but yet has nothing to do with like 7-minute answer, you know, about how when I was 13, I was in Siberia and I had to fight, you know, all sorts of like crazy woodland animals and stuff. And then eventually get back to wheat beer in Nebraska.
And there you go. That wasn't a question, but there you go. Answered.
Yeah.
Now you know the true story.
Now you know.
If you didn't already know, which you should have.
All right. So my first question has to do with League of Legends Season 2. You just hosted the playoffs. And I'm sure you've talked about this before, but I'm just wondering what your thoughts about the whole internet situation was and Twitch being overflooded and OWN TV being overflooded and all that stuff.
So, I mean, great question to kick off, because what we saw happen at the World Playoffs was one of those things that, you know, I mean, frankly, it's not unprecedented when it comes to those types of events, because we've had major events that have just sort of failed before, and internet has been an issue. It always is an unknown factor. You're kind of rolling the dice in all of it. But I think there was a couple things from it. So first and foremost, like a lot of people are like, yeah, there it is, you know, Owned and Twitch once again show they can't handle the capacity. But honestly, Owned and Twitch were handling the capacity quite well. The capacity that no one could really handle, including like even Riot's own forums and even things like Reddit's news submissions, were the fact that once the streams went down due to an internet problem at the venue, everyone did what?
Refreshed the page.
That's right. They hit F5 like crazy motherfuckers. So imagine like suddenly you were getting, I mean, at one point, like it went down, 700,000 people are watching. All right. Just keep that in mind. 700,000 people suddenly like slamming any website can actually do pretty significant damage out there. And so, you know, that's what happened. But then when it happened the second time, I think more people were aware of what was going to happen, the influx of requests. So some things were put into place to kind of alleviate that ongoing load that was happening. But you know, I thought that Riot handled it pretty well in terms of saying, look, like if this is going to continue to fuck up the games, then we're going to go ahead and just we're gonna axe the competition. Like we have to figure out a better way because it's not fair to our viewers, the players, etc. And they made the call. And you know, I bitch enough about like if you're gonna have referees, if you're gonna try to be true, legitimate competition, you have to be able to make those tough calls, and they did that.
Mm-hmm. So, well, they also had referees there, and at one point, a lot of people were I don't know, making allegations that some people were watching the map, the big ass screen map. And what do you think about that? Apparently people were seeing where their opponents were the entire game.
Yeah, you know, that's just, I mean, it's just kind of dumb, isn't it? Mm-hmm, right? Like it was something that obviously, you know, we look at it in hindsight is always 2020, but we look at that and we go, well, yeah, of course, the friggin' mini map shouldn't have been in a spot where a guy could have turned his head a little bit. You know, the only defense that I give, and it's not even a defense, like I'm not defending Riot or anyone for the minimap because it was quite frankly silly. However, what I do is I want to at least people like think about it from another perspective, because I believe the decision to put the minimap where it was actually a decision that was made by the production company. And the production company, they frankly don't know or maybe completely understand the intricacies of the game, even though it might seem pretty obvious that you don't show someone a map,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
of what's going on.
Well, I just thought it was funny that in college you would just put a cardboard box to block the GoldenEye split screen, and these guys
Exactly,
couldn't
right?
even figure it out. Kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Next question comes from Jess via Skype. He's asking, over the years you've done a lot in the role of esports and just gaming in general, just webcast. He's asking from production to direction to hosting to shoutcasting to reviews and special segments. What did you find to be the most fulfilling, and what role did you find the most difficult?
That's a good question.
I mean, this is an answer I think that some people would be surprised about, but then a lot of other people that experience this era would completely understand. But there's no doubt in my mind that like the epileptic gaming era for me and in doing daily shows was probably not only the most challenging, but also one of the most rewarding from a lot of different perspectives. Like, it wasn't rewarding like, oh my God, we made so much money, it was awesome. It wasn't necessarily rewarding, but even due to like the people we got to meet and some of the networking we got to do. It was just rewarding to know that like we were creating daily content that people actually wanted to come back and watch every single day. And as a content creator, like, that's the one thing that you can ask for. And, I mean, there's a lot of people that would actually debate me on this, but I would go down firing. And I firmly do believe that Epileptic Gaming was one of the first, like, online live video game shows, period. Oh, my God. I just saw the steak that is sitting here. Sorry, I got distracted. You want to see like these 3 juicy pieces of steak? And you might be like, djWHEAT, why do you have 3 juicy pieces of steak?
Oh, blood all over the place.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I just stained my mouse pad. Good thing it's so fucking big that I don't even use that portion of it. It's got a Worcestershire stain now.
So the next question, it has to do with crazy fan stories. I don't know if you know this, but my girlfriend, who I've been with over 2 years, I actually met her through watching EG and being on EG days. Oh, yes,
Aww.
I know. And then we met at a gaming expo. So I'm just wondering if you've heard any other cool or crazy fan stories that you can actually share.
From EG?
From EG, yes.
Not really.
No.
I mean, I think you kind of take the cake, man.
All right.
Don't sound so depressed. That's a good thing. I mean, I don't. No, I can't think of any of them.
No,
which is
that's
probably
cool.
good, because the other one was going to be like, yeah, I met my girlfriend and then she killed my dog after we broke up. It was so bad, and then she crushed my 360. I was
That's the one you can't share.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, hey, my girlfriend TechCore, she does have a question for you, and it's kind of relating to Call and Brawl. She's just wondering, what new TV shows have you been watching this season, if any at all, and what are your current favorite TV shows?
Oh yeah, I love to talk about TV.
I know.
Here we go.
So I have like a really, 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 really bittersweet relationship with The Walking Dead right now.
Yes.
Because frankly, anything that's fucking zombies is like, but there is so much happening in the show that is so far removed from the comic. And there's also so much in the comic that, frankly, I don't think will ever see the light of day in the television show. And so I'm constantly asking myself, like, is it worth it? And you guys know Force, of course, from EG, and we just had this debate the other day, and he said, Kirkman did say, what's the point in watching what you already know is going to happen? And my response to him was, because what fucking happens is unfucking believable.
Yeah.
And that's why it should, but the more I replay what Kirkman said, why would you watch what you already know is going to happen? I keep on like saying that to myself in the back of my head. And I do feel like off of the second episode of the third season, like it was the first time they did something that I really loved in the comic, but they did it completely different, and I was like, fuck yeah, that was actually cool. I mean, since it's not a spoiler, if people have seen it, when in the prison originally they find 4 people versus the 5 because I think they just wanted someone to kill, and 2 of these individuals actually at some point they kind of take command of the prison yard, and in sort of all of this happening, there's these debates going on about, like, we can't really have criminals among our crew, and they had some of it on the show, but in the comic there's actually a zombie outbreak, or not outbreak, but there's like a little zombie attack that happens within the prison grounds, and during that, Rick actually shoots one of the inmates in the head. And to me, that it was a very significant part of the story. So what they did in the television show is they actually made that sort of the tough Mexican guy that was the head of the criminals. They made him like that same guy, and they just changed the way it happened, and it was done really well. Like, they still got the exact same thing out of it, but they did it well. So I'm definitely like, okay, I'm gonna keep going with it, and there's no way I would give up on the show, but I still have this sinking feeling that the comic is so goddamn amazing, I'm gonna be disappointed eventually.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I can say about the show is that the second season was terrible. I hated the second season.
I wouldn't say it was terrible.
Oh, dude, it dragged so much, and so much stupid stuff happened. I hated it. It almost made me stop watching it. But this current season has been better than all of the second season combined.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, you guys, it's totally like watching Naruto or Bleach, right? I mean, it's like the first season, I was pretty much like all over it. Like, the pacing had its slow parts, and you knew kind of where it was going. But I think they were like, well, shit, man, people like to watch this show, but we gotta make this last a little bit, and so we can't be having, like, the governor coming around until at least season 3 and maybe even into 4 as well, because we gotta, we can never catch up to the comic either. So I have a feeling that the really hard task of extending season 2 was about the same thing as going, okay, guys, we need 50 filler episodes now, and so it's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Anyways, next question is from TY in the Twitch chat room. He's wondering how Force and Nice Guy Ed are doing.
That's a nice question.
Well, Nice Guy Ed is like the king of bars in Lincoln. He manages now, I believe, 2 bars, has opened about 3 with one of his buddies that owns them all. And, I mean, he's a true baller, man. He's still playing a bunch of games. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, Nice Guy Ed is playing quite a bit of League of Legends. So if you guys are League of Legends fans, you probably should try to ping Nice Guy Ed. You should find him on Facebook. I bet he would be tickled to play some League of Legends with some of you guys. As far as Force is concerned, dude, Force just keeps being Force, man. He plays everything under the sun. He's totally addicted to Steam, and has been playing more like PC and Steam-based games than ever. He is continuing the plight of the scoring game 7. So
damn, I was just gonna make that joke.
Yeah, he's just keep on keeping on.
And the last question comes from our friend Robert Suma, whoever that guy is.
Who
the fuck is Robert Suma?
And he's probably asking the lamest question. So all the shit he's talking in the chat room, he can go suck it. When is EG Call and Brawl coming back?
God, man.
That's the question everyone wants to ask, but no one wants.
Of course. Did he actually ask that?
I think so.
Yes.
God, I hope soon. I keep on saying soon, TM Blizzard trademarked. But, I don't know. Right. I can tell you that every week I spend a little bit more time working on potentially what will be the resurrection of a couple of shows that I think people really enjoyed watching. So a week does not go by where I'm not doing something to try to get a little bit closer to that goal. There we go. That's about the best I can do.
I'm happy with that answer.
Mhm.